This is gonna be a great video because we are bringing you a best of the best in this video all in one place. My name is Charity, and my husband Ben, myself, our kids, our dog, our cats, we've been traveling the US for over 5 years now in our RV, and we have learned a ton along the way. And so in this video, we're gonna give you some of our top tips, tricks, mods, hacks, organization, storage, you name it, it's in this video, all to help make RV life and small living easier for you. So you're gonna wanna stay tuned, bookmark this video, maybe share it with a friend that is embarking on their RV journey or just small living journey. So let's get started. For our first DIY, what we're going to actually do is we're going to make a rack for the towels. So you're gonna need some of these napkin holders from the Dollar Tree. I picked up 3 of them, and then these zip ties. So pretty simple. All we're going to do is stack these together, and we're going to zip tie them together in a couple of spots to hold it together. Now that we've got this zip tied together, I'm just gonna come and cut off all of the ends. All right, now let's go put this in our bathroom cabinet and load it up with our towels. By the way, I'm saving the best for last. Now, this last one that I've got to show you towards the end of the video is my hack that has absolutely blown up on Instagram Reels and TikTok. So you're gonna wanna make sure you watch to the end for my most favorite DIY so far. In my cabinet here, I'm already using one of these on this side. And what I found is by using this, when somebody goes to pull a towel out of here, the whole stack's not coming down. So I'm gonna add another one of these right next to this one here so that I can put these towels in here. There, all of our towels are stored away. I'm using one of these up here as well. So when somebody goes to grab a towel out of here, the whole stack's not falling down, and they're nice and organized, and it gives us tons of space then on the other side for anything we need to put on the other side of this cabinet. Now this next Dollar Tree DIY is probably one of the ones that is just totally revolutionizing our storage space and organization, but you really only need 2 things. So one of these wire baskets from the Dollar Tree, and then some of these command style hooks from the Dollar Tree. Now these ones hold up to 2 pounds, and this particular hack has not come undone yet. So I'm very impressed with the quality of these from the Dollar Tree, and I can't wait to show you how we're going to use this to revolutionize our organization and storage. Okay, so all we need to do with this is use this wire basket and then these command style hooks. And what we're going to do is we're going to mount this wire basket underneath of our dinette table with these 2 command hooks. So basically we're going to use these hooks just like so on either side of our basket and mount it under our table. Now we're using this right now for a computer charger. You could use this for pens, markers, cords that are near an outlet, anything that you just need to get up and out of the way. In this particular spot of our RV, the computer charger that we've got plugged into the wall always ends up on the floor, which means it's getting dirty and stepped on. So this was a perfect solution to get that up off of the floor and stay in a spot that's organized and out of the way. So the trick here is that to make sure these hooks aren't too close together, but just close enough together to hold your basket. And you can also bend these wires. So this wire we bent a little bit to fit the charger in, and then I can just pull it a little bit to be able to hook it back into the hook when it's up out of the way. Okay, so this hack totally, I feel like, changed my entire life. In this particular bathroom, we always would hang our hand towels over the ring, and I swear, my kids don't understand how this is supposed to work, where you just dry your hands with this on the thing. They feel like you have to take it off to dry your hands, and then this is exactly what would happen every single time. So I come in to dry my hands, and this is on the counter, or if it's a travel day, it's on the floor, and then of course it's got to be washed. And you know how it is when you're RVing and it comes to laundry. So I learned this little hack that's going to change your life. But that is, take your Turkish towel, and we do like to use these Turkish towels. I did get these on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below. You're just going to loop this towel through the towel ring and tie it on just like this. And now you have no more towel on the floor. When the kids go to wash the hands, it stays on here, it stays clean, and it dries super fast. You're welcome. Now this I actually picked up from Dollar Tree, and that is this little kind of command strip, for lack of a better explanation, broom holder. Now this has an adhesive strip on the back. It holds 2 brooms, but what I actually am using it for in this back closet is our broom, but then also it has a hook that I have looped around a hair tie that holds the vacuum in place. So I used to just have the vacuum thrown back in here, and on travel days it would fall over onto things, but now this stays nice and secure on travel days. This little broom holder works great for anything with a handle. So I've seen it used for things like hair tools, like curling irons, and for $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. Hack number 9 is to use these types of screen protectors in your drains, like your showers or your sinks. Now, this one's a little bit dirty because we actually have been using it in the shower, but super simple. You can pick these up at Home Depot or on Amazon, Walmart. You might even be able to find these at the Dollar Tree, but just throw this right into your drain, and it's gonna help to catch anything like hair or things that could potentially clog that gray tank. So much better solution to catch it before it becomes a problem. This little earring holder that I DIY'd with products from the Dollar Tree. So this is actually just an acrylic picture frame from the Dollar Tree. These are just 2 hair ties. And then I have all of my earrings sitting right here. This is a great alternative to what I was using, where I just had them sitting in a drawer, because I can see them at a glance. What I love about this is when it's not a travel day, I can just set it down next to the sink and I can see all of my earrings at a glance, which ones I want to wear for the day. And when it is a travel day, super easy to just pick this up, put it in the cupboard, close the door, and it's nice and secure for that day of travel. And the materials from the Dollar Tree, under $3. I absolutely love these smaller ones. These were in like the $5 section at the Target dollar spot area. These ones are on one of our super popular videos. This is actually a DIY soft-sided basket with products from Dollar Tree. So I will put a link above here, but also at the end of this video, so when you finish watching this one, you can get step-by-step instructions on how to put this one together. And then we actually have some larger style rope baskets too that we're using in places like this, where you kind of want to be able to just bend and push things around to be able to store things away nice and neatly. So any sort of flexible bin rope baskets are great for RV and small living. Another one that I feel so super, excited about, because it just feels like an out of the box type of idea. But that is using a magazine rack to store water bottles. So before, all of these water bottles would always be either rolling around in a cupboard or in a storage compartment or something like that. But 3 of these types of water bottles fit perfectly in one of these magazine racks. And I actually got this one in the school supply section at Dollar Tree. You could find them lots of other places as well, but this works perfect. I actually did put a towel around these just to keep them quiet on travel days, just because some of the family members that we have are a little noise averse on those travel days. So anything we could do to quiet it down helps. But these work great. They're not rolling around, which not only is causing more noise, but could cause potential damage as well. And they store nice and out of the way. Now, we actually used to have an older style dinette in here, and I had a different style crib sheet on those cushions. We got this new one from Rec Pro that we absolutely love, and it's kind of a leather type material, but I still need to protect the cushions, mainly because we do travel with our animals and we do not have declawed animals. And so wanting to protect these dinette cushions from any claws from the pets, I actually did these heavier duty waterproof crib sheets on the bottom cushions. And so these actually have a great fit. And another hack that I have used to keep these things in place is to actually use the crib sheet clips from Dollar Tree to help keep these covers in place, because this is a leather type of dinette. They tend to want to slide around. This holds them in place perfectly and protects them not only from any potential spills, but also from our furry friends that travel with us.
I hope you're learning a lot so far. You're gonna have to let me know just which one is your favorite so far, and there's more to come.
Using one of these roll-up dish drying racks, or you can actually go just a little bit on the cheap too if you want, and use actually a cooling rack from the Dollar Tree as well. Now, I like this because it rolls up, and then when we are parked, I can easily unroll it, put it over the sink, and then on travel days, roll it up. And I actually use this as kind of a wedge to make sure that these things don't move on travel days. An alternative cheap method is to just pick up one of these cooling racks at Dollar Tree for $1.25, set it right over the sink, and it essentially does the same exact job, a little bit less expensive. So either option's great. I will put a link in the description below for the one that I do have on Amazon that rolls up. Keep moisture out of your RV. Moisture is one of your worst enemies when you're RVing. Mold buildup and things like that can actually happen fairly quickly if you have high humidity levels on the interior. So keeping that out is something you want to do at all costs. I like to use this moisture eliminator in areas like cupboards or in the refrigerator if it is not in use. I actually just pick these up at Dollar Tree. This is actually a smaller dehumidifier that plugs in. We have used this when we have been camping during colder weather, and we tend to get a lot of condensation buildup inside of the RV as we're running the heater. So this helps to pull the moisture out of the air. It's been working great for us, so I will leave a link in the description below for this particular one on Amazon.
So hack number 3 is using these shorter types of extension cords. Now, you've probably noticed in your RV that the outlets are not plentiful, and they can kind of sometimes be in really weird places that just don't work well. So this is a 2-foot extension cord that I did pick up at Lowe's. I'll also put a link in the description below from Amazon to get this type of extension cord. But just this makes things so much easier, where I can plug this in up underneath here. I can power our coffee pot, or I can power anything else that I need to power kind of in this kitchen area. So you're definitely gonna want just a couple of little short extension cords. We also have power strips that then we're using in our kids' bunk area. So any type of power strip extension cord where you can get the power to the places that you need is an absolute hack you're gonna wanna use with RV Life. So hack number 5 is to use things like packing cubes to put away things that you're not going to use all of the time. Now, if you're a full-time RVer, you've got your whole entire life in your RV, which means that you've got clothes that are seasonal. So things like hats and gloves and coats that are seasonal, you're not gonna use all of the time. You wanna be able to pack them away and put them in a place where you don't need to access them every day. It's the perfect way to be able to pack it away and then store it away and bring it out when you actually need. So hack number 7 are actually these cord holders. In the RV, we mainly use our Instant Pot and our air fryer for most of our cooking. And when I go to store these away, especially the Instant Pot that gets stored underneath of the dinette bench, this cord that gets caught on other things when I go to try to pull it out and it snags, just doesn't feel very good from an organization standpoint. So these actually stick on. It comes in a 2-pack on Amazon, and you just roll the cord up on the organizer, and then it kind of has these scalloped edges which sort of holds the cord in place, and then you can put it away. So same with the air fryer, I can wrap the cord up, just set it on the countertop, and it keeps things so much more neat looking and clean. And when you're in a space that looks neat and clean, you just feel a little bit more relaxed. For our bathroom, I needed something that was a super slim line type of trash can, and something with a round bottom just wasn't going to work very well. So I actually picked up this. This is a file folder from the Dollar Tree. Now, it only came in pink and orange, and I really didn't want a pink or orange trash can. So I just used some spray paint to spray paint this file folder, put a grocery sack in it for a liner, and you have got yourself a nice slim line trash can that you can use in those tight little spaces of the RV. Yeah, I'm filming, are you?
I'm filming.
It's not supposed to be filmed. So hack number 9 is using these storage containers for things like snacks. Now, these are storage containers I got from the Dollar Tree. The lids lock on tight so they don't come undone. But this is a really great way that the kids can actually see the snacks that we have. These fit so perfectly in the actual baskets then from Dollar Tree and in our RV cupboards. So much better than having bags that then fall open and I've got food that's spilling into the cupboard. This is a great, easy way for the kids to grab snacks when they need it, and then I can kind of see when we're getting low on said snacks too, to know that it's time to get them refilled. So for $1.25, you cannot go wrong with this hack. Decanting is when you take something out of one container and you move it to a different type of container. And so what we have done is we've decanted all of our board games. Now, board games are something that a lot of full-time families end up giving up. You're short on space when you move your whole life into an RV, and let's face it, those board games take up a ton of space. And then the other thing is, none of the boxes are the same size, and so you have all of these things that are not fitting well together in your cabinets, and it just ends up looking like a mess. It feels like a mess. You tend to want to chuck it. So what we've done is we've decanted all of our board games into these zipper pouches. So I have the entire game of Monopoly in here. The board is in here. And then what I have done is some of the smaller items like your hotels fit into a smaller bag within this main bag. So if we want to play Monopoly, it's a rainy day, you're gonna have those. If you have lived RV life for any length of time, you will know. You have those days where it ends up rainy or windy or something happens, plans get canceled, and you're stuck inside. And heaven help you if you have children and you are stuck inside 300 square feet together. These are an absolute must. So we've got all of our board games decanted in here. They fit perfectly inside of this bin, and then we can store this bin up and out of the way. This right here is about 6 different board games and puzzles in one bin. So one of the things that we learned early on with traveling is that on a travel day, contents may shift during flight. While most of the RV cabinets in an RV have some sort of latch system to keep them shut, when we did this modification and pulled out our propane stove and added this storage down here, this was an add-on. And let me tell you, over the last 6 months of traveling, whenever we take a corner a little bit fast, this would fly open and we would just have a problem. And so a hack that we recently learned about from our friends over at Living Small, Dreaming Big are these child locks. Now, these child locks are completely different than your typical child cabinet lock because you can turn them on and off. This is just genius, blew my mind. So during travel days now, we will turn them on so that this cannot fly open. And then when we're stationary and I don't want to have to try to push the button every time I want to open this drawer, I can turn them off. And so the drawer opens easily without any sort of hindrances at all. We go to travel again, turn them back on for that travel day. All right, now another one of my favorite ways to organize, especially these types of storage compartments, are with these types of tubs. Now, you're going to want to make sure that you get yourself a label maker or just a
piece of masking tape and a magic marker work just as great, but you want to label what is in each of these tubs. Now, clear tubs can be somewhat helpful because you're able to sort of see the contents that are in them, but you're not going to be able to see everything. So having some sort of label that is on the tub that tells you what's in it is a great way to know where things are and be able to access them easily. Now, here's some tips. You're going to want to carry some spare parts with you. If you have a drivable motorhome, like we have a diesel pusher, we keep extra things like a fuel filter, an oil filter, engine oil, coolant, those types of fluids for the drivable vehicle. Now for the actual RV part itself, you want to have extra things on hand, like an extra water pump should your water pump go out. Extra things like just miscellaneous screws are always a good idea in case that you have to make a repair on the fly.
I do want to thank Unique Camping and Marine for their continued support of this channel. And since we have started using the Unique toilet cleaner and drop-in pods, we have no more smells in our waste tanks, including our black tank. A question we're asked often is how to keep those dreaded black tank smells away. And we're so happy to recommend Unique because it actually works. We found other tank treatments we were using would actually kill bacteria or just mask smells, and the Unique products are different because they don't kill the bacteria, and it's important to have a healthy colony of bacteria because that's actually what helps in keeping the smells away, not to mention keeping black and gray tanks clean. We have partnered with Unique for a 15% off discount for our viewers on their complete lineup of products at the link below. This is a must-have product for RV life. This is called Nano Tape, and so this is clear double-sided tape. It does not damage walls. It can actually be washed and reused. And so I have used this to mount these boxes. This holds up to 5 pounds, by the way. So I have these boxes mounted here for things like toiletries and things like that. On travel days, I don't have to do anything. It's already all right there. And so it's secure. This saves a ton of time during the packet process. And then I also have this for mounting this box over here that I got from Hobby Lobby. I can stick my journal in it, my phone chargers, and it's up and out of the way. So this is my new best friend, and for any RVer, this is an absolute must-have. I will put a link in the description below, and it's available on Amazon. You can sometimes find this at Home Depot as well, and sometimes other stores, but this I got on Amazon. It's worked great. It'll be below for you. This is a product I love for RV life for lots of different purposes, but the purpose I want to tell you about in this video specifically is being able to use this kind of shelf liner paper to be able to put things on the counter and have them not move during travel days. So probably the bane of every RVer's existence is those travel days when you've been at a campground for a few days and you've spread out and then you have to try to pack everything down before you leave. So what I have found works great is taking some of this shelf liner paper, putting it on the counter, or we've even done this on the dinette with like laptops in the dinette. But if you put some of this down and you have something that's a little bit heavier, and then you put this on top of your shelf liner paper, it ain't moving. Unless that your driver is just a maniac, but nobody's really a maniac when they're driving an RV. But this is not going to go anywhere. Like, it is nice and solid there. So using this on the counter underneath of those heavier things, your Instant Pots, your toasters, whatever you might have on the counter, some bottled water, it will keep it secure on those travel days, which means less to have to pack, and you can get on the road faster during those days that you're moving. So I am obsessed with this particular product for RV life and how much this has improved RV life when it comes to showering and just drying off with towels. So these microfiber travel towels from Venture Forth have been a life changer. So if you check out my video on laundry, and you can check that out up here, you can see why that I love these from a laundry perspective. But
These dry so fast, and especially if you're in any area where it's just even slightly humid, you know that when you hang up a regular terry cloth towel, it doesn't get dry. I mean, it can be 3-4 days down the road and it's still not dry. These dry so fast when they are hanging up. And then the other thing is that as far as a space standpoint, these compact down so well that I can fit 6 towels in the same place that I would only be able to fit 3 towels. So I can have twice as many towels as before just because they roll down so nicely. Now, here is an absolute must-have, and this has made RV life so much easier, but this is a really inexpensive little mod, and that is using these quick connects for the water hookups. So basically how this works is it's similar to like air tools when you hook up air tools to a source like a compressor. So I've got this installed on our water inlet and on the end of the water filter. And I just pull this back and click it on and it is good to go. No screwing it on when we're ready to pack up. You just pull it off and quick disconnect. So this is a time saver, but also just a fun little mod that makes hooking up and disconnecting at campgrounds go a little bit faster. This is an absolute must have if you are RVing at all, and that is a surge protector. Now, we actually keep our RV when we are at our home base camp. So this is plugged in right now to a 50 amp outlet at our home base, and we have it even using the surge protector here. So when you go to first plug this in before that you even connect your RV, there's a couple of lights that will come on. Basically, what you need to know is if it's green and blue, you're good to go. Go ahead and plug in your RV. If it's red, that indicates a problem. Now, let me tell you a little story here. We were finishing up a video about hooking up RVs, and if you want to see that video, you can check that out up here. But as we were putting some finishing touches on this video, we were walking around the campground looking at different electrical pedestals to be able to just get some footage. And we found pedestal after pedestal that was actually like melted and had burn marks in it. And this is the exact reason why that you use a surge protector, is to protect the electronic components in your RV, to protect this very expensive cord from any problems that might happen at that pedestal at campgrounds. And after seeing all the problems at this particular campground, we were thankful that we had this. So we'll put a link in the description below for this one from Progressive Industries on Amazon. We love it. It has totally prevented us from having any problems, and it's done its job. So we're very thankful to have it, and highly recommend that any RVer get a surge protector to protect their rig.
This is a bike rack that mounts to the ladder on your RV. So whether you have a Class A like we do, or a fifth wheel or a travel trailer, if you do have a ladder on your rig, you can attach it right to the existing ladder. And so the nice thing about this particular one, we'll put a link in the description below with the details on this one, is it's easy to mount, and then two, it has a little pin here you can put in and out. So when you're not using it, you can actually put the arms out of the way and lock it in place. Or when you need to use it, you pull the arms in and then you lock it.
Our micro air thermostat. Now, why this is just an amazing upgrade was last night, this is exactly what happened. It actually got a little cold here in Florida yesterday, and we were not in our RV at the time. We were over visiting some friends in another city in their RV. So as the temperature's dropping, I know in my head, I'm sure that it's getting kind of cold in the RV. Well, right at about that point, Ben brings out his phone and he is able to remotely adjust and turn on the furnace in this RV because the micro air thermostat is wireless and there's no sort of monthly contract. It just goes off of the Wi-Fi signal. So he's able to remotely turn on the furnace and we're able to come to an RV that's not freezing cold on the inside. The other nice thing about the micro air thermostat is you can actually set ranges. So you can set it to not say be warmer than 78 degrees, and then you can say, I don't want it any colder than 68 degrees, and it's going to automatically turn on whatever system needs to be turned on to maintain that particular range of temperature. Also, since we do travel with our pets, it's nice to be able to just check in remotely, make sure that the temperature in the RV isn't too high or too low for our pets. And probably the best thing is that this was super easy to install. It literally unplugged from our current wiring. We plugged it into our current wiring and mounted it where our old thermostat was. It was so easy, anybody can do it. Because it's connected to Wi-Fi, you can also update the firmware at any particular time through that Wi-Fi connection. So it is available on Amazon, and we'll put a link in the description below for the micro air thermostat on Amazon. So this particular fan we actually got from Amazon, and what this particular fan does is it actually helps the inside of the fridge by creating not only air circulation, but the biggest thing that this is designed to do is to keep these fins in the absorption fridge from actually freezing over. When these fins freeze over, you're not going to have correct temperature control on the inside of this absorption fridge. So there's actually toggle switches that I can toggle on, and it starts the fan running. So we usually just let those fans run, especially when we're parked inside of a campground. We can also turn those fans on if we notice that things feel like maybe the temperature is just not maintaining a very good temperature and we need that air circulation. There's also a switch in here for a light. So if you want to use the light that's in here, you can switch that on as well. Overall, this has totally improved the efficiency of our RV fridge, especially on hot days during the summer. So these upgrades have been an absolute lifesaver for full-time RV living. So we will put a link in the description below for this particular fan on Amazon. This is the most important tip that you need to know for RV life and just RV living in general when it comes to anything bathroom related. And because this is so super important, I'm going to take just an extra minute to walk you through this process step by step. And this is where you might want to share this video with somebody that you know really needs to be able to see this information and understand this process. So when this happens, for some reason, so many people think this is the answer. This is the incorrect way to do this, okay? This is not the right way. So this is where this comes in very important. Now this is actually spring-loaded. Yes, inside of this, there's a spring. And so how this works is you can push this down for easy removal of this. You saw how it came right off. So once I've removed this spring-loaded bar, I'm going to put inside of this and then just gently push this down as I let it go into the hole on the other side. Now this is the proper way to deal with that problem. We know that this tip is probably going to save a lot of marriages, relationships, so please, please share this information with those that you know need this vital, vital tip when it comes to RV living and bathroom music. Okay, now here is my hack that has literally been blowing up our Instagram and TikTok. So this is going to be a soft-sided storage bin, and I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with the finished product in just a few minutes. But what we did is we picked up these at the Dollar Tree. Now, what these are these are in the softline section. They're technically called rugs. I think they're kind of small for a rug. Now you could do this too with like placemats, because this is about like placemat size as far as the size is concerned. Anything that's somewhat sturdy that is about this size. So to start, we're just gonna cut off the tag, and then we're also going to cut off this tag as well, because we don't want to be able to see this. Now, a couple of comments that I have gotten on Instagram and TikTok about this particular DIY is if you are somebody that does have a sewing machine, if you have sewing skills, you could do this with the sewing machine instead of the method I'm gonna show you. But because I am not super crafty in that sense, and we do not carry a sewing machine with us in the RV, so I'm going to do this with some hot glue. Now, I will put a link in the description below, because not only could you use hot glue, but they also on Amazon have a specific fabric hot glue that goes into your hot glue gun that is made specifically for fabrics. So that is an alternative as well. But to do this DIY, what we're going to do is we're going to start by laying this out, and what we want to do is we want to glue down our fringe side first. So this is our side with our fringe. So I am just going to run a bead of hot glue down this way. So you're just gonna fold your fringe down. Now do be careful, because obviously this is hot glue. You don't want to get burned in any way. So put this down. Ouch! I just did exactly what I said not to do. Ow. That is hot. Hot glue is hot. Hot glue is very hot. So then we're just gonna repeat on the other side as well to glue down our fringe side. Okay, so the next step is we're going to fold this in half, so fringe in. It's important that we only glue 3/4 of the way down, because we need to do the end in a special step that I will show you in just a minute. Okay, so this next step is important, because this is gonna be how our basket is gonna set up nicely. So what we wanna do here, now that we've come to 3/4 of the way down, is we're going to make this into kind of like the shape of a T, like this. So we're going to put the glue around these inside edges, but when we go to secure it, we want to hold it kind of in the shape of a T. You see how that looks kind of like a T? So we're gonna hold it this way until this glue dries. So we're gonna repeat the same process with the other side of our bin. So 3/4 of the way down with our hot glue. So you guys will have to let me know in the comments below so far which is your favorite DIY. All right, so we're gonna just press on this and then give it a few seconds to dry. Well, after gluing these together, we're just going to turn this inside out. And I absolutely love how this one, especially with the fringe, looks on the outside. Let's get this loaded up with food. I can put a lot more in here because this is flexing. And then we're gonna put it in here. Now this is gonna store in there nicely. When I need something, I can actually pull this out, and this is gonna keep things nice and tidy on those travel days. So now let me show you the really cool hack about these that my daughter is loving. So Trinity asked for one of these that could be hers. So over here on the bunk, we actually have these robe hooks that we screwed onto the bunks from Home Depot. And so what she's actually doing is she's taking her bin and she's just putting it through the robe hooks. She can load it up and then she can actually even add this back over the robe hook. So this hangs nice here, but it's also nice and secure where nothing's gonna fall out of it. And it's just a nice kind of little organized space she can have to put pens or pencils or whatever she wants in here that she wants easy access to.
So you'll have to let me know, out of all of these hacks, mods, things like that, what was your favorite? And do you have some that you have found work great that maybe weren't included in this video? I want to hear from you, so leave me a comment below and let me know. I'm gonna put a playlist right up here with some wonderful places to travel in your RV, because I know you're gonna want to do that this coming summer. If we don't see you out on the road or around the campground, we'll see you in the next video.